Girls, what do almost all guys do? When they realize they've gone the wrong way, they turn off the radio in the car. They lower their voice an octave when talking to their fathers, and somehow they end up using a rough, manly accent. For some reason, I actually like it, even though I grew up in an Australian village. Girls, on the other hand, raise their voice an octave when talking to their fathers. And no guy admits he's drunk until he's completely wasted. They either claim they're sober or they're in trouble. There's no middle ground. When guys go out, they check their pockets to make sure they didn't forget their phone, wallet, or keys. They're also always glancing at girls' necklines. Believe me, every girl knows when you're doing that, but it's a natural reaction, and there's really no way to avoid it. We know, we know, and if it bothers you, then why dress like that? Guys rarely wash their bed linens. If a girl's sheets haven't been washed in 2 weeks, she can't stand to sleep on them. But guys? They're fine sleeping on the same sheets for months. If they mention they're going to hang out with a friend, it's usually about a girl. If a guy refers to another guy as his friend, he uses the person's name. I've checked this multiple times, and I've been right every time. I've never met a guy whose room wasn't filled with random little things. They seem to always have something like a bucket for small change or just random stuff lying around. It's not that they don't care, but we don't see small change as real money. It has to be kept somewhere until it can be exchanged for real money. When guys watch TV, they often stick one hand in their pants, not to rummage around, but just because it's comfortable. When guys hug each other, they always pat each other on the back exactly 3 times. If you're a real friend, you might even give them a playful pat on the ass. That's a regional thing. We also notice when you look at other girls. I've caught my boyfriend looking at other girls a lot, and he always denies it. But, as I've gotten older, I also sometimes pay attention to attractive girls. It's normal, just like guys looking at other girls. When guys play video games, they make weird faces, especially when they get stuck or are super focused. When we're playing, we don't care about how we look. We just want to win the game. We also all have that universal struggle when trying to pull our wallet out of the back pocket. Guys sometimes communicate with girls only if they find them attractive. I'm not exactly Kate Upton, but I've noticed how some guys avoid talking to me in group settings, probably because they're too busy with the more attractive girls. I'm constantly surprised by how 2 guys can argue intensely about things like sports or music, and then be totally okay with each other afterward. For guys, this creates some sort of satisfaction, and they're happy to hang out again. Guys always wipe their hands after eating something like chips, especially if they've done so on a sofa or chair. And yes, we know that not every guy realizes he might smell, but it's important to maintain a balance. You don't need to stink like a dirty sock, but you also shouldn't drown yourself in cologne. A lot of guys sit with their legs wide apart, no matter what, whether they're bodybuilders or nerds. And when a girl holds the door for a guy, he can't just pass by. He feels the need to touch it himself. It's a small thing, but it's part of a kind of male politeness.